Yeah, I get one matter when I want more with tackle because the gist get way be, Some people say that Wike make Amaechi governor. Although Amaechi na a boss. When Amaechi was the governor, Wike was the chief of staff. Some people say that Wike make Amaechi governor. Others they say that Amaechi appoint Wike. Now Amaechi nominate him to be minister. Do you all know that Wike was a minister of state for education at the time? And when the main minister of education was sacked, Wike became the acting minister of education before he decided to call on for governorship election. Anyway, long story short, Amaechi is on Arise TV and he said no be Wike make him governor. The question is, who now made you governor? Let me play you this video.
Let's lay the ground rules. I accepted to participate in this interview because we said we will not discuss politics. There are only three political issues I will clear right away before we proceed to social issues.
True.
The first one is that nobody made me governor.
Okay.
God, Dr. Peter Odili, and the Nigerian judiciary. Nobody. And as journalists, nobody has ever asked that man that says he made governor, how did you make this man governor?
Right.
Nobody has ever asked that question. Two,
so how did you become governor then?
I don't know. I went to court.
Pablo
is my lawyer. He's not the attorney general, so you should ask. So that's one thing that needs to be made very, very clear. Okay. Two, it is not true that I'll call him Mohammed Bello Adoke flew all the way from Abuja to Port Harcourt. That Wike asked me to make him commissioner for finance, and I said no. Wow. He has to work under me. I want him as chief of staff so I can supervise him. I didn't offer him commissioner for finance. Okay. You see, I'm saying this because I don't want to join issues with children.
Sure.
I don't want to join issues with children. Now we're finished with political. But
the questions lead to other questions.
No, I told you we will discuss.
Because when you say you wanted him to be, to watch over him, what does that mean?
Governor supervising his staff.
Because you felt he was a bit of a sort of renegade.
No, I don't want to discuss that. I don't want to discuss politics. I've told you here that it's governor supervising.
I will respect that.
Governor supervising his staff.
And we appreciate the fact that you took the time.
He made himself chief of staff. He made himself governor. He made himself minister. He made himself local government chairman. So end it there. Don't go further. Discuss my sister's birthday. Let's move forward.
Okay.
Now, man is 60.
When I was then sworn to the office of the governor, you will ask the question, did you perform? Of course I did.
Well, you would say you performed, wouldn't you? I mean, you're not going to say you didn't perform. I mean, nobody would say
I'm prepared to ask you to open your phone and call people from River State. 12 people are building flyovers here and making noise. I built 5, 6 flyovers, 6. I built, they are there. And I didn't make noise. I didn't call president to come and commission. I didn't make noise. I built primary schools. Let any other governor who has built primary schools come forward in River State. I built secondary schools that people were calling universities. Two children per room. Two children per room in those schools. And I got an agency in India to come and manage those schools. So they brought science teachers from India and arts teachers from Nigeria.
And what's happened to them now?
Abandoned. Vandalized.
That must break your heart.
No, that's why I don't go to River State, because it gives you mental disorder. Now, within that period, we tried to build a new city. We had finished with 24-hour power supply. It was abandoned and vandalized.
Wow.
So I'm not one that, you see, don't give me an assignment, I will deliver. Okay, let's go to ministerial appointment. I began and completed the railway from Lagos to Ibadan.
That's true.
I began and completed the Lekki Deep Sea Port. Completed from beginning. And got it completed by the time I left office.
Okay.
Go to Kano. That's an inland dry port in Kano that I completed. And I told the owner of the inland dry port, you must build a primary and secondary school here to enable these children that run after us when we come, go to school free of charge. And he did that.
Okay.
I commenced the construction of Kano Kaduna. I completed Kaduna to Abuja, which was started by President Goodluck Jonathan. I started the Kano Maradi Railway, and it's going on. So don't give me an assignment because I will discharge it responsibly.
Yeah.
I won't go about abusing people, talking.
Like Wike.
Maturity. Let me tell you what my second son tells me.
Okay, let's. No, we're not in lie. Amaechi, you are 60. Yeah, when you were the governor, you tried. I remember one day I was going to Port Harcourt by road when Amaechi was the governor. I spent almost 5 hours in Imo State. Is it Imo Abia State? I shall spend almost 5 hours in the east. Immediately we crossed into River State. The journey was sweet because they had good roads, you know. I think River State is blessed with governors who are very good with projects. But more will not lie. Baba, we can play the major role in you becoming governor because I remember that election. I gave the election to somebody else. Was it not me who I later heard is your cousin also? You don't run go Ghana. This I make sure they talk now. You don't run go Ghana. That the weakest stand ground fight the fight. Whenever we are soft, now they call and come back. Now they say nobody make a governor. How did you become governor? I don't know. I went to court. You try. When you did Ghana, how you say they go court here? Who was on ground? Okay, let's assume that Wike did not play any role. So why did you appoint him? Because you had a problem with him from the one. That is what you explained now. That he wanted to become commissioner for finance. You said no, you want to see where you are going to see him, which means you had reservation about him. So what compelled you to give him appointment by all means? And not just appointment, chief of staff. Do you know what chief of staff? Chief of staff. Femi Gbajabiamila, former speaker of the House of Rep. He won election, he get to go to an House of Rep. He made it in call and say, come and be my chief of staff. He dropped the House of Rep. He run. A former speaker, he run go be chief of staff. It's not a small position. So what to make you give somebody when you know say you not to trust, you want to see him, chief of staff, it means he's holding you somewhere else. Where was he holding you? My Oku Rotimi Amaechi. Let's stop lying, we're adults. That man played a vital role in you becoming governor. Now, I might not be okay with Wike. I might not agree with him all the time, you know. He did mess up many places, but we don't call a dog a bad name. Give him his flowers, where he try. You, Uncle Amaechi, you. Can you deliver your local government? Let's call it space. Say they do election now. Can you deliver your local government? And football and lazy rich football go win you for that River State. People will put the work for you. You say now only you dealing, I do want it. And then the reason why Wike fell out with Amaechi was simple. Amaechi had fallen out with Patience Jonathan. And Patience Jonathan is Wike's godmother. You know they hide her. And Wike has never claimed to make himself everything. He gave us stories of how Patience Jonathan helped him to get into become local government chairman for the second time. They always give flowers to who fly. Although if you do any, you go collect now bad character with that.